Hi, I'm attorney Jeremy Huss. What is criminal speeding in Arizona? Criminal speeding is a Class 3 misdemeanor. This offense is never a felony in Arizona. Criminal speeding can be committed three ways pursuant to Arizona Revised Statute 28-701.02. First, a driver commits criminal speeding if the driver exceeds the posted speed limit in a business or residential district by more than 20 miles per hour. Or if there is no posted speed limit, it is criminal speeding for a driver to exceed 45 miles per hour. An example of criminal speeding under this section would be where there is a posted speed limit of 35 miles per hour in an area such as the Tempe marketplace. For this example, vehicle number 1 is traveling at 63 miles per hour and vehicle 2 at 52 miles per hour in the posted 35 mile per hour zone. Here, vehicle number 1 is committing the crime of criminal speeding, as they are exceeding the posted speed limit by 28 miles per hour. And although vehicle number 2 is speeding, it is not exceeding the speed limit by more than 20 miles per hour. As such, vehicle number 2 may be cited with a civil speeding violation, but not criminal speeding. A second way a driver may commit criminal speeding pursuant to Arizona law is by exceeding 35 miles per hour approaching a school crossing zone. An example of this situation would be a party approaching a school crossing zone. So if a driver is traveling in excess of 35 miles per hour approaching a school crossing zone, that driver is committing a criminal speeding offense. The third way a driver may commit criminal speeding in Arizona is by exceeding 85 miles per hour in other locations. Arizona law does not define other locations. However, other locations means locations that are non-business, non-residential, and non-school zone areas. Basically, this includes highways, freeways, and all roads not located in a residential, business, or school zone. For example, a driver traveling on the Loop 101 or I-10 or the Loop 202 is committing criminal speeding if the driver is exceeding 85 miles per hour. This is true even if the posted speed limit is 75 miles per hour on any of Arizona's interstates, including I-10, I-17, and Interstate 8. Any driver exceeding 85 miles per hour in Arizona is committing criminal speeding. The consequences of being convicted for criminal speeding are consequences for a Class 3 misdemeanor. Specifically, if convicted of criminal speeding, a driver faces up to 30 days jail, a fine not to exceed $500, and up to 1 year probation. There are also driver's license ramifications, as a driver will have 3 points assessed against their driver's license. Also, a person could face a rates increase with their vehicle insurance policy. Many times, the goal in the representation of a criminal speeding case is to negotiate a reduction from criminal speeding to a civil speeding violation. This reduction is a benefit because a person cited for a civil speeding violation is eligible for defensive driving school, or DDS, as long as the driver has not completed DDS within the preceding year. DDS is not an option if a person is convicted of criminal speeding. Rather, a driver will likely face a fine and points assessed against their license for a criminal speeding conviction. If cited for criminal speeding and an acceptable resolution cannot be negotiated, a driver has a right to a bench trial in Arizona. And sometimes it makes sense for a person to exercise their right to a trial. If this occurs, there may be certain defenses available to a driver. For example, if an officer clocks a driver on the radar gun, there could be potential issues with whether the radar gun was properly maintained or calibrated. Or if an officer visually paces a driver, there could be issues with law enforcement observation and vantage point. The state has the burden of proving criminal speeding violations beyond a reasonable doubt, and any failure to meet its burden results in a trial acquittal. As such, it is important to analyze and request all potential evidence, such as calibration records, if any, dash cam footage, law enforcement logs, and any other relevant information such as reports or witness statements. A criminal speeding conviction could have significant impacts on a person. As such, it is important for anyone charged to consult with and retain an experienced Arizona criminal speeding defense attorney, like the attorneys at Huss Law. Call us today for a free consultation.